I didn't prepare anything really. It's so lovely seeing so many people that I haven't seen in a very, very long time, and thank you for coming and showing your love. It's unbelievable to see just how much of a legacy Pippa is leaving behind in all of you, and throughout the generations, you know. And it's very cool to hear these anecdotes that I've been hearing that I never knew, because maybe I wasn't around for a lot of them, you know. And I'll start with ping pong, I guess. Thank you, Pippa, for making us really good at ping pong. When we would go to our friend's house and they'd have a table and they were all terrible, and we would just be triumphant, you know. It didn't hold a whole lot of value, but it did in that moment. And more so, thank you for being an example of intelligence. He knew so many languages, and that was something that I always was I'm still like, how do you learn a single second language? It's miraculous that he'd be able to think about the kilometer distance between countries and tell you about that, and he knew because he walked those kilometers. His misfortune as a young man, being the ethos of what made him so humorous and optimistic, even when he was pessimistic, you know, he still carried the ability to put his family first, and everything else was, you know, frivolous. If it was being rich or famous or whatever it was, that didn't matter. It was only about your core and your family and the time that you get to have with them, and the hard work that he sacrificed in giving you and Mike opportunity. You know, I've said this before and I stand by it, that he's the greatest man that I know. I was sad that I couldn't be here, but I wanted to honor his wish that would have been to stay on ships, do my job, and that was part of the reason why I stayed on board. But another one was because Megan, my girlfriend here of almost 4 years, she offered to take the helm of the brunt of the work in our dueling piano show, to make it a single piano show, which is a very different experience altogether, and said, we're going to make it happen for you if you want to go home. And you know, if you didn't know Pippa and you didn't get to fall in love with him like we all do naturally, I might have taken you up on that, because I would know that you wouldn't be experiencing loss too. But I wanted to be there with you, and I knew that that would be what he wanted. I'm so grateful that he got to meet you. And always tell me your stories about him, because there's never enough, and nobody made me laugh like him. Thank you. Even when the jokes made 0 sense, we were all just laughing. Yeah. So you know, I remind myself that in the days where I'm experiencing my privileged issues, you know, my problems that aren't anywhere near the problems he got to experience, I think about him telling me, you know, Gabi, don't fight. You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth the negativity. And Megan, you got to have a significantly less amount of time with your grandparents than I did, and you've reminded me and you've helped me grieve in realizing how rare having a grandfather for 32 years is. And you know, so thank you for that. I guess I'll wrap it up by saying thank you, Mom. Thank you, Jim, for showing us, I guess, all what the best case scenario is to take care of your parents. Like, that is not something that I think is necessarily like fair to ask of a person, is to see their end of life for as long as it may be, and as difficult as it may be, and give up your ability to live lives selfishly, you know, for yourselves. It's not a fair thing to ask a person, but you both made it your absolute duty, and it's extremely commendable. And I want to say, Jim, like, for not being his son, you did so much for him that is beyond what I could say I could do ever.
You became his son.
Yeah.
Well, he did a lot for me.
Yeah.
And I never was hesitant for anything that he needed. Not even I just was there.
Yeah. So, everybody, thank you for being part of his life. And I'm glad that we all share